Peter. I've never been welcomed by a mayor before, so I am very, very honoured. Thank you. It's so wonderful to be here. Lovely to see so many people as well. I did think, 10 o'clock, not many people will bother to come, but hey, it's great to see you. I am very, very honoured to be here today at the opening of Krimimessen, which is a crime writing festival like no other, and it's my favourite crime writing festival. And I have been here for the last 6 years. But I remember in 2018, I was very excited because I had an offer to be published in Denmark. I had an offer from a fantastic publishing company, Gads Forlag, which I know is the wrong pronunciation, but you know what I mean. I had they wanted to publish my books, and they were really welcoming and lovely, and they invited me and my husband Andy to Copenhagen to celebrate the publication of my first book, which in English is called The Crossing Places. Here is Pigen under Jøden. I'm so sorry, 6 years and I still can't pronounce my own book, but you get the idea. Anyhow, so I went to Copenhagen, we had a wonderful time, the publishers arranged a dinner, and there were lots of readers and writers and bloggers, many of whom are here this weekend there, so we had a wonderful dinner, and then they arranged to take us round Copenhagen, which was wonderful. My husband's an archaeologist, so he was absolutely in heaven. So, but at some point, I think it was that first night, the publicity director, the great Tina Fossing, said to me, I've got really good news for you. So I said, what is it? And she said, you've been invited to Krimimessen in Horsens. It's the biggest crime writing festival in Northern Europe. It's one of the oldest crime writing festivals in the world. And I thought, wow. I love her festival, and it was in Denmark, so I thought it's clearly going to be in a 5-star hotel, with fantastic, Scandinavian decor. There'll clearly be a swimming pool, must remember my costume, probably a sauna, maybe like a spa, maybe, maybe a champagne bar or two. And so Tina said, no, it's in a prison. So I thought she was joking, because I was only just getting used to Danish humour. And I said, it's in a prison. That's great, wow. And then she introduced me to Vibeke, who as we all know, is one of the librarians who set up this amazing festival. And she said, it's in a prison. It used to be a state penitentiary. You can go and you can tour the cells, you can have a look around the cells, and there's a tunnel. There's a tunnel where someone tried to tunnel out of it. And I thought, well, that person might well be me. But, of course, I came to Horsens and I absolutely loved it. It's the most welcoming crime fair I've ever attended. It's a weekend for readers, because it was founded by local librarians, and readers are very much at the centre of it. And this shouldn't be unusual, but it actually is. It actually is quite unusual. There's no distance at all between writers and readers. There's no green room where the writers can go and hide. But really, for me, that's what makes it wonderful. And some of my happiest moments have been at the GAD stand, just chatting to people who have read my books and liked them. Some of my most stressful moments have also been at that stand too, because of the spelling of Danish names. So I always have a little bit of paper on which I write down all the names, or the Meta, Beta, Vibeke. I have them all written down. But you know what? Lorna, Gita, I came to love those crazy names, so much so that one of my most recent books has a Danish character in it called Mette. And she's from Aarhus, I think that's how you say it. So she's a local girl as well. So since that first visit in 2018, I've been back to Horsens every year, apart from 2020, where a pandemic rudely interrupted us. And I've met some wonderful people, and I've made friends for life, including Gita from Gads, who's here today. We share a birthday, 17th of August, if anyone wants to remember. And my publishers still look after me brilliantly, although they have created a huge poster of my face, which is a little bit disconcerting. But I've got some great memories of coming here, and we've had some really good laughs, I have to say. Last year we had a few problems with travel. My plane from Heathrow was delayed for 5 hours. But that meant I've spent 5 hours in an airport lounge with Anne Cleves and Chris Carter. And somebody who has done that is somebody who's lived, I tell you that much. Memories like that are irreplaceable. Horsens is actually the only crime writing festival that my husband Andrew has attended, though he's been invited to them all around the world. You know, San Diego last year, literally no interest at all. New York, no, I don't think so. But Horsens, yes, because he's an archaeologist. And so the lure of Jutland and the Museum at Aarhus and the bog bodies was just too strong. And this is a very special part of the world. And I think that could be part of the magic of this festival, really. And in a strange way, it's a little bit like North Norfolk, which is where the Ruth books are set. And it's where I first had the idea for writing about Ruth. And the moment that I had the idea, we were walking across Titchwell Marsh, which is a landscape very like the landscape here in Jutland. It's very flat. There's marshland, there's sand dunes, and then there's the sea. And Andy happened to say that prehistoric people thought marshland was sacred. Because it's neither land nor sea, but something in between, they thought it was a bridge to the afterlife. Neither land nor sea, neither life nor death. A liminal zone, an in-between place. And that's what makes this landscape so very special. And I think Cathbad, were he here, would definitely agree with me. So I am very honoured, it was very honoured to be asked to give this opening speech, welcoming readers and writers to this extraordinary festival. It's an ancient landscape, but it's full of the newest ideas. It's set in an old prison, yet it celebrates freedom. But the very best thing is the people. I learnt yesterday that there's a name for the sort of gathering that we're going to have tonight at one of the hotels. It's called a Cousin Fest. And I think this is maybe what Horsens is. It's a cousin fest. It's where we all get together and we're all cousins together because we're all book lovers here, because there's no writer that's not a reader. So we're all readers, and we all know readers are the best people. So if it's your first time, don't worry, you'll find like-minded friends on every stand. If you're passing the Gad stall, do come and say hello to me. I'll be sitting there under a huge poster of my face. So all that remains for me to do is to welcome you to Horsens 2024. Thank you.